Let's take a minute and talk about Niwot, one of the most niche little towns in Boulder County, and it has really blown up over the last year. There's a lot going on in Niwot, and it is an incredible place to live. And you can really see that with the average sales price of 1.6 million. Now, it's a pretty small market, and we don't see a ton of homes sell every single year. But in January, with the 5 homes that sold, the average of 1.6 million, it tells you it's a very desirable place to live with some incredible large homes and a lot going on. Now, the biggest problem Niwot's going to have over the course of the next year, which we didn't even remotely expect, of course, in 2020, but everything got shaken up and on its head, is that there is no inventory in Niwot to purchase, which is why homes are so low. Now, what we've seen here is we've seen 133% increase year over year in sales from last year to this year. And there's just no rhyme or reason for a lot of this. A lot of it really is just that with their homes coming on the market, they're selling. If they're not on the market, there's nothing for buyers to purchase. And with a market like Niwot, you're really starting to see a lot of the shift in the luxury side of that marketplace there. That's why the average sales price is really hard to look at in Niwot, because it says the year over year variance is $500,000, which is obviously not true. None of those homes have gone up $500,000 in price. But what is happening is a lot of those cute little homes in downtown Niwot, they were built in the 40s and 50s, but just haven't been selling a lot. And you're seeing a lot of the stuff on the peripheral, the bigger homes, a lot of that luxury product sell. So we've had a big shift between the luxury market and the lower end of the market, those kind of median homes that we would normally see sell. And that's creating this kind of crazy bouncing around graph that we see all the time in Niwot. So we can definitely talk more about that if you have any questions or concerns. Now, this is interesting. Sales are through the roof in Niwot. We had 7 sales instead of 3 last year, but don't read too much into that number because, like I said, there isn't enough on the market. So as stuff comes on the market, it's going to sell every month. That number is going to bounce around a lot, but do expect to see Niwot have an amazing year because people are really putting a lot of value into those larger homes with a little bit of land, a little bit of a lot, and just because they need the space right now. COVID has changed everyone's mindset and everyone's need for their home. And Niwot has been a huge recipient in that equation. Now, if we look at the month supply of inventory, we are down to 0.8, which means if all homes that were on the market sold with no new inventory coming on, it would take 0.8 months, which is basically 3 weeks to sell everything in Niwot. And a balanced market really is around 4 to 6 months. So it's going to be an interesting ride. Now, we've seen that entire shift over the last year. You know, the peak of the market was above 5 months, which were really close to probably the highest inventory in all of Boulder County, from my memory serves me right. So the fact that we've gone from the highest to right down in the mix with everybody else with no inventory at all is a huge fundamental shift for Niwot. And it's something that the Niwot market is going to deal with the same way everybody else is. And they're just going to hang on and wait because you can't build new inventory overnight, right? As much as we would all like to see a lot of new homes come on the market to help deal with this situation, it's just not that big of a possibility. Now, what we will see is the days on market trend to change. This is going to bounce around quite a bit, but those average days on market are really going to start coming down all the way through 2021, because if they can stay somewhere around that 50, 60 number, at least it's a healthy market, and there's just a lot of buyer behavior taking place. So the problem is everything that sells is the couple of sales are giving you these wild figures because some of them have taken, 150 days to sell. Other times they sell in day one. So we don't really know what's going on there, but I can tell you that buyer demand is at an all-time high, that the amount of listings on the market are close to an all-time low for Niwot, and that kind of puts us in the situation we're in. I'm Anthony with Land Title. I'm happy to help. If you have any questions on the Niwot market, reach out. I'll talk to you soon. See you next time.